Okay, so we know it's all about the chase, right?
Yeah!
Lately, it's been difficult to get people to actually chase me. So it got me thinking, what if rather than stealing a chroma core from their bag or a rope, what if I just flat out murdered them or ran through the dungeons red? Moo! Milk me! Come on, milk me!
Okay. Milk.
Ha! Got your rope. Got your rope.
Oh no! You stole from me.
Not gonna chase me, huh? Ha! I got your chroma core.
Oh no!
Alright, this is old. Time for a change. Fast sword flam corpor!
Wait, what?
That's right, old Poner went red, and it's been a lot of fun too. What have I been playing, you might ask? Well, as is tradition nowadays, here's the TLDW. If you want to stick around and understand why I chose what I did, well, sit back, grab yourself a beer, and let's talk about it. Alright, going straight into the template, 120 Alchemy. Now, originally I took this to 110, and I had to change this video up because I kept redlining people on the initial dump with 110, and they would get away. So now it's 120. Higher the alchemy, higher the purple potion damage, higher the heal potions that you heal for, and longer duration of buff potions, keeping you from having to reapply them at inopportune moments. I would definitely suggest getting it to at least 100 so you can walk through multiple people with the use of a single red potion. Not only that, 80 allows you access to the Codex, which we'll talk more on that later. Next up is 100 eval intelligence. Now, I've been PvPing on a mage with 0 eval for years, and 40 eval most recently. I feel like Goku throwing E-bolts with 100 eval nowadays. Next up, 100 hiding. I don't really know how to say this, but hiding is without a doubt the best PvP skill in the game. You guys know me, you know I like to get chased and get people killed by monsters. Once you learn exactly how the monsters position and how to line of sight people and monsters and get the perfect hiding off, then you just start to really dominate groups of PvMers when they're fighting other monsters. Next up is Magery at 100. I want to be able to cast anything, from magic arrow to elementals, and everything in between. This is mostly a defensive template, so why wouldn't I want my healing spells to heal me for the most amount possible? Next we have wrestling at 100. The higher this is, the less chance I have to be interrupted while casting. Very important. Next is parry at 80. Again, this helps us from being interrupted. It really puts Dexers at a disadvantage, especially paired with 100 wrestling. 80 parry gives us access to the Parry Codeex as well. Magic resist at 80, more spell interrupt chance help in PvM, and decrease the amount of damage that you take from enemy mage players. 80 is enough in my opinion. Next we have 40 healing. An extra heal every 14 seconds for around 15 give or take. It'll save your life so many times when you're running from a Zerg of blues. Your potion is on cooldown, and you know if you stop to G heal or even mini heal, you're gonna get pummeled. Typically, I start the heal immediately when I take damage and just use it on cooldown. Now, I'll be honest, if someone has a different approach on how they're using healing in their template, hey, let me know. So everything turns off as far as player progression systems go when you engage in PvP, right? Well, yes and no. It does verse players, but not monsters. I felt this tremendously when running high aspect people through monsters as a thief. Sometimes I just simply couldn't get them killed if they were veterans in high aspect and high mastery chains. Now, on the other side, this also works for PKs. So is PVM aspect chains codex required to PK? No, not at all. Many successful ones do without it, but to anyone saying it's not helpful doesn't PvP with monsters around, and dungeon PKing and thieving is my favorite thing. So with that, let's talk about the Parry Codeex. There's two options here. The first one, Tetsudo. Tetsudo allows you 1.5% damage resistance per rank per monster aggroed onto you up to 5 creatures. If I'm running through monsters, the more I have aggroed, the higher DR towards them I get. Now, you could do Shield Bash, and in some cases, you would have higher DR. but I'd hate to risk hindering the monster, and that could have been the monster that switches aggro to the person chasing me and kills them. But since they were hindered, the monster actually stood in a daze. For the finisher, I like to go with Last Stand. Chance to reduce damage to 1 versus monsters. Now let's talk about the Alchemy Codex. Now note here, most of these won't work while PvP flagged. So one for sure we want is mixed results, maxed for 6 points, for the longer duration of potions and DR against creatures. Another one is Freedom for 6 points. If we're running through monsters and one hinders us, a total refresh pot will work to get us out. It's a blessing, it really is. Panacea is another blessing for another 6 points. This will reduce the damage taken from creatures, bleeds, and diseases by 75% when using a greater cure. And just so you know, this does work while PvP flagged as well. So in Cavernum, for example, if I run through a Bard Prowler while I'm getting chased by blues and he decides to bleed me instead of my enemies, it's okay. I can click one of my cure potions and Panacea will do its job, reducing the bleed by 75%. The last 2 points I put in Elixir and Bandolier. Now these won't work while flagged, but potentially could help on our run down into the dungeon with healing and potion cooldown. As far as the aspect goes, definitely Void, especially considering we don't have meditation on this template. This helps us tremendously as we run down deep into the dungeon to find a target, as well as after we dump our mana, and perhaps we are hiding, waiting for the timer to go off so we can escape the dungeon. Also, the effective parry and magic resist helps with once again running our targets through monsters. Once again, we are more defensive towards the monsters. For the book, I don't know, honestly just pick one that fits your outfit. It really doesn't matter. You're not attacking monsters, so it's not likely to proc at all. There's definitely an argument for war aspect here, so I'm not gonna knock anybody for saying, hey, I like war aspect. That's okay. I just really like Void because you'll be hiding and then you will come out of the heat of battle and your mana will come up, giving you more mana or hit points. Keep in mind, this template does not have meditation, so that's the name of the game, is getting out of combat, using that for your mana. You can also use mushrooms, all kinds of other cool things like that. So definitely take advantage of getting out of combat after you kill somebody and getting out of the dungeon, because you likely won't have mana. As far as the mastery chain goes, again, these don't work towards players, but they do monsters. A big part of dungeon PvP is using the environment to your advantage. So for your open link slots, if any, I like to go with melee defense. These are good gravy. Want a monster to miss when he physically attacks you? Then go for these. Physical damage resist is really good because if the monster does hit you, he's going to hit you for less. Damage resistance, again, if he does hit you, he's going to hit for less. If you have these are great to fill in as well. Meditation rate. I mean, remember, we don't have meditation, so these gives us some meditation without actually using skill points. I'd take defensive links over bronze or silver of these, but having about 5 gold of these tremendously helps while out of combat and waiting for mana to recharge, like previously mentioned. There you have it, guys. The Alchemy Parry Healing Defensive PK template. I've been having a lot of fun. If you've watched this week's streams, then you've noticed there's been a lot of chasing going on, me running around, waiting to get mana back, and then dumping at the perfect opportunity. It's been a tremendous amount of fun. I think I'm able to keep that fun chase playstyle that I have and avoiding players and monsters while hiding at the opportune moment to get an entire group killed all at once with the monsters aggroed on them, while still being much more powerful using eval intelligence and alchemy. Oh yeah, don't want to forget that big hit. Like I said, it's just been tons of fun. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this. Shout out to the Patreons, the channel members, and you for liking this video, as it helps for discoverability for myself, but more importantly, UO Outlands and my fellow streamers and content creators. Speaking of streaming, you guys can catch me live most evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, X, and TikTok. That's right, now we're on TikTok instead of Kick. Do me a favor, guys, comment below a type of video that you'd like to see me do next, as I like to do videos that you guys suggest, or just comment your favorite emo. Thanks again for watching, guys. Pwn Star Gaming out.